Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. Unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Anna Lee. Stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Come on out, 1965, them boys were called upon. Some fist fighting cowboys in them jungles of Vietnam. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Yeah, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. 19 years old, doing the bidding for Uncle Sam. Desert boots strapped on my feet, machine gun in my head. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Come on now. Strapped across my fist, 800 more, and I'm gonna pluck one in your chest. I'm an airborne man, baby. Drop me anywhere you please. Y'all, I'm one mean motherfucker. Don't you never double cross me. Don't you never. I'm a mean motherfucker, so don't you never double cross me.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the Smoke Pit. You got your boy Radar hanging out here for a little bit. Fucking just chilling, man. Just chilling. What's up, Phil? Turo? William? Fucking Richard says some wind therapy. Fuck yeah, buddy. It's best type, man. Lisa, how you doing? Jeffrey? What's going on? What's up here? It's Omniac James is here already. Tanya's here. He's here. God, we got a big crew already. I'm showing almost 100 people in the chats between everything we're on. We're on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all kinds of stuff. So I really appreciate everyone being here tonight. Hey, hit us up in the chat. So you got something you want to talk about? Hey, this is the Smoke Pit, man. We don't have a script. We don't have some shit we normally talk about. We don't talk about anything in particular or everything in particular. Some nights we have some shit where we like talk about everything. Sometimes we talk about nothing. Sometimes we talk shit. Fuck it. Yeah, it's a good time, man. But I want to thank everybody. Gary, thanks for being here. Phil, got some regulars in the chats too. I appreciate it. So, but I appreciate everyone being here tonight. So, no TZ again. She's still got some stuff she's dealing with. So, we're gonna soldier on without her, which is cool. We can handle that. So, let's see. It's June. Last time I talked to y'all was May. So what's good? What's good with everybody? William said this leg approves. Fuck yeah, I hope so. Well, we're talking about the music. That music said, Army bring back the leg tuck. And I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. Here's the deal. Here's the way old Sergeant Raider looks at that shit. Okay. It's not as dumb as some of the shit they had us do. Right? The Army's kind of the king on fucking making some dumb shit up. And then making everyone do it. Be like, hey, it's a great idea. Listen to this new idea we got. We should all fucking... No. It's fucking dumb. But we fucking do it anyway, right? So I guess somebody said for that. I don't even know. What's going on with the fucking PT test now anyway? Here's what I think they should do. Here's what I think they should do for APFT. They just get back to the old school APFT. Stop trying to make it fucking all kinds of stupid and fucking stop trying to make it whatever. But I think that APFT, in my opinion, carries too much weight for promotion. Now, I will say that is the one singular thing that you can do, especially as lower enlisted, to increase your promotability, promotion points. Why is Ranger School PT changing? I don't know. I'm not a Ranger. I didn't go to Ranger School. I didn't even know Ranger PT School was, Ranger School PT was changing. But I think we put too much emphasis on PT sometimes. Now, not saying we shouldn't have any emphasis on PT. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like we should be some fucking fat fucking lard of a whatever and fucking just. I'm not saying that. Okay, let's not twist Radar's words around. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, as we learn lessons from the current war in Ukraine, especially that attack that just happened the other day, man, that's fucking crazy. Right? That where they had like a bunch of fucking drones pop out of the back of semis and go blow up fucking whole airfields is crazy. Right? There are more and more and more lethal fields, one that we don't explore. Right? It'll be fucking 20 years before we have that type of capability. But secondly, to be a drone operator, do you need to have a first class BFT? Or whatever the fuck it's called now. You know what I mean? Do you need to be able to run 2 miles under a certain time to fly a drone? Do you need to be able to run 2 miles under a certain time to be a mechanic? Like these are questions. Like, so this is what they were trying to do when they brought in all these fucking hula fucking bullshit, throwing medicine bags and all this other shit. Basically turned into a fucking a circus, basically, right? So I do think there should be some sort of standard, a measurable standard, and I do think that it should be a portion for motion points, and I think that it's something that you should be able to pass in order to get promoted, right? But so like the physicality of the Rangers is different than, say, the physicality of a drone operator. So that's where I think we got to find. Yeah, the UAV operators are chill dudes. That's right, Eli. And here's the deal. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that if you're a UAV operator or if you are a mechanic or if you are artillery, if you are whatever, like if you're a 13 Bravo, you should be able to fucking run a PFT same as a 92 Fox or a fucking 92 Alpha, right? I'm just saying that the Army puts a lot of emphasis on physical ability, especially when it comes to promotions, right? I would rather, we'll take UAV operators, okay? I would rather have a tactically proficient UAV operator who's 20 pounds overweight and can barely pass a PFT test than some fucking meathead who can run 2 miles in 11 minutes but doesn't know shit about how to fly a drone. You see what I mean? Like that's where there's this disconnect, I think, between the standard, right? We train to the standard, which the standard is the minimum. We train to standard, right? And then we can, and like I said, I think PT's good. I think in all aspects of life. I think even like I've been retired now for, I got out in 14, so I've been retired over 10 years. I still try to do PT. I still try to be physical. I still try to do these things because I think it's good for your body. I think it's good for your mind. I think it's good for you in general, right? But do I think that just because you run fast and shoot well, does that mean you should be promoted ahead of this guy who's really, really good at his job or her job? And I think as the military progresses and things like AI and drone warfare and electronic warfare, you still need infantry on the ground to hold and make gains. I'm not saying that. You need armor to support the infantry. You need artillery to support the infantry. These MOSs, these things will always be part of warfare, right? But their role is changing, right? If you look at the Ukrainian battlefield right now, armor is no longer the spearhead. Light infantry has turned into the spearhead of the battlefield. They take a position, they take an objective, and then the armor follows up to secure it, which is the exact opposite of what we trained for fucking 40 years. We trained under a, tip of the spear with the armor doctrine, right? So as warfare changes and evolves, that's the problem that we have. 1, with our procurement process, 2, with our training process, and 3, with our leadership, is we train, and this is the military has done this for millennia. We train to fight the last war. We are still training counterinsurgency. We're still training mount. We are still training all these things where we're realistically, our next war is either going to be a ground war in Europe or a ground war in Asia. It's not going to be a 20-year fucking war in Iraq or Iran or Afghanistan again. We're still training for those past wars. And until we as a military can be more forward thinking, right? Until we can kind of start looking at the next war, we're going to have trouble fighting the next war. we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go into a land war in Europe with the same equipment, training, and mentality that we had in Iraq or Afghanistan. And it's not going to work. It's going to be a different war. We're not looking for IEDs. Things like, underground war might very could be. Or a lot of clandestine operations. Or fucking trench warfare. That's what's going on in Europe right now. And that's what the fucking, and secondly, that's what that's what they're putting in Asia right now. That's what Taiwan is digging right now, is fucking trenches. To stop a Chinese invasion. And they're trying to get drone swarms and artificial intelligence and all these things to help, augment their security forces and augment their infantry and artillery support. So we, as the United States military, we are not learning lessons. We should, both the Biden and the Trump administration, okay, at least to my knowledge, both administrations have not properly learning from the wars that are currently happening. And that's going to be a problem for us in the future. Donovan says infantry is still a necessary element besides the Terminator being created, right? Right. I mean, and essentially, yes. Essentially, yeah. But not just, we look at all the cool shit they're doing with drones, right? They're fucking flying drones and helicopters. They're flying drones and they're having drone boats with fucking surface air missiles on them. They're shooting down fucking MiGs over the Black Sea. They also have like ground UAVs that are out planting mines. They have ground UAVs that are doing medevac and Casevac stuff. Right? They have these UAVs that are going out and picking up wounded fucking soldiers and bringing them back to the aid station. Right? They have drones that are out there fucking placing mines on roads. They have mines, they have drones that are clearing mines. They have drones that are hunting other drones. This drone thing, right? These unmanned vehicles, whether it be aerial or ground vehicles or sea vehicle, all three have turned into this whole nother scape. What about airborne? Fuck, I don't know. That's in all fairness, when's the last time we actually had a real combat jump? And I said that as a paratrooper. When's the last time we had a real when's the last time we had an actual factual real effective airborne jump? You know, the last few wars we fought, airborne has fought as light infantry on the ground. Or in a convoy escort. Or fucking whatever. Doing some door kicking, yeah. But for the most part, kind of getting shit healed out of it. Not doing their job. But then again, neither was the cow. When we look at what we did in Iraq, the only people that did their fucking jobs were motor transport. Really. You know? The last actual jump, I'm not entirely sure, Holly. When was the last effective, real, how we train jump? Not just when was the last time we jumped into fucking some shithole. Do you think drones will replace Army helicopters in the future? Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, Voss, I'm going to agree with you. Last World War II, everything else has been a conflict. He said it worked in Panama. Yeah, Panama was fucking... Come on, dude. Come on, Heath. There was a jump at Panama, yeah. But was it really necessary? I think the invasion of Panama was just throw everything at it because everyone needs some training. Fiber optic drone is pretty cool. You want to jam, it signals high. You can't. See, but then you have a limited range, and you have. That's what I mean, dude. There's so many different. The last major combat parachute operation conducted by the U.S. military was Operation Northern Delay, which took place on March 26, 2003, during the 2003 invasion of Iraq and the 173rd Airborne. But was it effective? Were they effective? Like how we trained, right? You're splitting hairs. We did that, but we didn't need to. We weren't jumping behind the fucking invasion beaches and actually causing a fucking disruption. Right? We just did it basically to say we could do it. And that's a difference. Right? And I'm looking at the battlefield now. The battlefield, the war that's raging right now. What good would an airborne infiltration do in that type of? You might be able to disrupt some backline, some rear echelon areas, and possibly link up with and make incremental gains on the battlefield. But if you try to take even a single C-17 into the contested airspace over no man's land in Ukraine right now, or Russia, it's going to get shot down. So, I mean, do we need it? I'm playing devil's advocate. Do we need the current battle formations that we have? Not just airborne. Okay? But do we need armored divisions? Phil said, it's not a war unless an airborne jump is involved. # Army logic. Right? Yeah. That's it. They just throw that shit out there. Fuck it, dude. Throw some C7. Hey, let's throw some fucking dude. Let's throw some Joes in the back of a fucking bird, have them jump out. Then it's fucking, then it's a real invasion. But genuinely, like, the Stryker Brigade concept was quickly, in my opinion, watching those guys in Iraq that they had 2 tons of sandbags in the bottom of their Strykers so they didn't get fucking blowed up, is an effective weapon system. Where you look at them on the battlefield of Ukraine now, that quick strike capability, because they're using Strykers and they're using them quite effectively, right? And fucking tanks, as soon as a tank gets in within about 5 kilometers of the fucking of the line, it gets blowed up on either side. So, do we need huge armored columns moving forward? Do we need more light infantry? Or do we need more drones? Do we need more electronic warfare? Do we need more surface air component? What do we need to survive? But in the meantime, we're training our soldiers to find IEDs. We're training our soldiers to fight on urban terrain. We're training our soldiers to fight in Iraq. You see what I mean? That's what we're doing. We're not training for this next evolution in warfare. Air assault, airborne, and cav are all outdated. I think in a way. But here's the deal. I think in the iteration that we use them, that we train to use them, they are outdated, yes. Those concepts, those core, just the other day, what was it, like a week ago, Ukraine conducted an air assault operation behind it. Why are we deploying back to Iraq? Are we really? Probably to fucking fight Iran. Let's be honest. They're trying to fucking rattle some sabers over there. I would say yes, we still need airborne, depending on the enemy, say Russia or Iran or China. It seems like an air war. Possibly. But we need them to be ready to fight that type of war. That's just it. We're not. I think if we go into a war with, say, first off, Russia's nothing. The Ukrainians are holding off the Russian. In all reality, Russia went from being the second best army in the world to the second best army in Ukraine. Let's be honest. They're just pouring more and more and more people in there, and they're just simply they're throwing more people than we can put bullets into the Ukrainians' hands. That's what Russia's doing, essentially. You throw enough bodies against a dug-in position, you're gonna overwhelm it. But is that really airborne? Can put more boots on the ground faster. I agree and I disagree. You can insert. First off, you have to be able to get aircraft in the air full of paratroopers, and that's becoming more and more and more difficult to do. Eli has an interesting question. If I was a commander and had to replace a capability, engineers, infantry, medic, etc., for more UAVs operators, which one would you give up? I would probably see, and here's the thing, and this is where this is becoming a big issue that we're not training for. Okay, is almost all of those things you just listed, whether it be engineers, medics, infantry, not so much, but kind of. What they're developing unmanned systems to do those things. They're doing they have unmanned systems to lay mines and clear mines, and to lay wire and a lot of the engineering tasks. They're developing unmanned systems to do those things. They're developing unmanned systems to transport wounded soldiers. They're developing armored and armed kind of sentry type drones to, they're arming them with fucking 240s, and they can, provide infantry support right there. So what we're doing is we are developing, we're not doing shit. We're watching everyone else develop these systems. We're watching the Ukrainians develop these systems almost on their own, with very little help from us and some help from our European allies. And who knows exactly what's happening with some of our support. I don't know for sure. I'm not in those rooms, I guess. But we are watching that stuff unfold, and we are not investing in that type of technology. It's evolving. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect example of this. Humvees in the last war. And not 1151s or 1114s, 998, 1038s. Okay? FMTVs. Deuce snaps. When we first went, we had fucking deuce snaps and shit still, right? Worked great. In the first Gulf War and in the 91 Gulf War, 998 Humvees were great. They were fantastic. Then as soon as they started figuring out we didn't have any MRAPs. The closest thing to an MRAP we had was the 1117. And we had a very few 1114s that the really light up armored, like, next thing you know, we're all welding fucking body armor to these fucking trucks, right? Just to try to make them work. Okay? It took us until it was almost 4 or 5 years before we started getting effective MRAP trucks to counter the threat of what we already have. To counter the threat that was on the ground. We were 4 or 5 years behind the curve to get new trucks, because these old trucks were fine. What do we need new trucks for? These trucks are great, man. We need new trucks. These trucks are awesome. We don't need new trucks. These trucks are great. We never invested till it's too late. Yeah. That's absolutely right. We don't invest in that stuff. And part of it is, I'll play part of this, okay? Part of it is it's almost impossible to mitigate every threat. Okay? If we went, say we'll go with the Chinese and the Taiwanese. If China invades Taiwan, okay, we don't need MRAPs. We don't need tanks. Taiwan's a relatively small island. We need fast-moving light infantry to help with that. Maybe even airborne, because you could drop in resupply, and you could drop in reinforcements rather quickly and easily. But our amphibious component is near gone. I'll be honest, it seems like we need someone like Elon to come in and say this is outdated and stupid, we need to change. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, that is the last thing we need. That is the last thing we need, is someone to just come in and say that's outdated, we don't need it. What we need to have is an honest discussion amongst military leadership and we need and it starts with a competent Secretary of Defense and moves down through the chain and say, realistically, what are our next wars and what do we need to do to train and equip our troops to prepare for the next wars? That's what we need. We don't need someone coming in and fucking slashing a bunch of shit, because here's the deal. We don't know. We don't know what the next war is going to have. We don't. But we can look at the wars we have now, and going back to the airborne thing, if we're going to fight in Europe, airborne is going to be, if we're going to fight the Russians in somewhere like Ukraine or Poland or the Baltic countries, those airborne troops are going to be horribly ineffective and are just going to fight as light infantry. Now, if we're fighting in China, if we're fighting in Taiwan with the Chinese, it might be really great to have air mobile troops that we can drop in there right away and get the fuck out, and have a whole brigade on the ground as a reinforcement that can be deployed in fucking 72 hours. That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying we need to throw anything away yet, but we need to integrate this new technology and these new things that we are not currently investing in at all. We're not currently investing in anything at all when it comes to drone or drone warfare. We're doing the fucking very bare minimum. And we have nothing like those FPV drones that they're flying around. We have nothing like the AI powered drones that, oh, how cool are those James said something earlier about the fiber optic drones. They're developing drones that don't even need guidance. They're developing drones that use initial navigation and then have an AI fucking program and they can search and say, that's a T-72 tank, I'm gonna blow the fuck up. Or that's a T-90, or that's a helicopter, or that's a fucking bridge that I want to destroy. They don't even need controller input anymore. They've evolved past that. At the beginning of the war, we gave them those Switchblade drones, and they're fucking dog shit. And they're like, these things are gross, we don't want them. Javelins are the best things we give them. Right? Now those fucking weapon systems, 4 years later, are so advanced. Dude, it's just the speed of evolution of these new drones in particular is almost unimaginable. We need to stop leaving equipment behind and building war rooms like Iraq. They couldn't even handle power if they spent $10 million to bulldoze it, wasting money. Ish. What the fuck are we going to do with it? All those fucking Humvees and MRAPs and fucking small arms and shit we left behind for them. Helicopters. And what are we going to do with them? And it's more expensive to bring them back. They're not, and we realistically aren't going to use them to fight the next war. Yeah. I towed 18 PLS trucks and 15 Humvees across Fort Hood to another motor pool just to install $200,000 in Blue Force trackers on vehicles that don't move. They're on their own. A month later, we got rid of them. Yeah. Yeah. If Afghanistan happened a year or two later, we would have had a lot less. The amount of stuff with no replacement we pulled out of Dermo before we left for Iraq in 2003 is ridiculous. Yeah. I remember that shit, dude. I remember on September 11th, I was in my squadron, we had, of our 12 aircraft, we had 8 that flew, and 4 were Hangar Queens to pull parts off of. And my squadron was set for decommission when September 11th happened. So yeah, you're right. You're right on that, Josh. And I think that's where having a Doge type element come into the military and just fucking, oh, these are fucking dog shit, we get rid of them. No, we need to. It's like quitting your job before you have another job. That's what things like Doge does. It's like quitting your job before you have another job. If you took a Doge approach to the military, that's what you'd end up with, and you'd end up with nothing. You'd end up with everything in fucking Dermo, or what's that fucking boneyard in Arizona. That's where shit would end up. And then it would take us 2 years to fucking spool up and be ready for a war. And that keeps us out of some. I don't know. Throw away that new garbage weapon system that's replacing the M4 and 240s. Fuck yeah. But we're those small arms are fine, in my opinion. I'm not saying we need Elon Musk. We need someone with common sense who has knowledge of modern warfare and near-peer capabilities. But that's just it. That's what I'm saying, James. And we don't need to get rid of anything until we have new. We don't need to get rid of anything until we have new. Best force in the world. Yeah. We are. And I'm not. Hold on. Because I'm not saying we're not. I still think that we have some of the best fighting capabilities in the world. But we are still training to fight the last war. We are still equipped to fight the last war. We are still in 2010. We are still in that mindset that we were in 2000 during the surge in like 08. That's the same kind of shit. And that's what 15 fucking years ago. And warfare is constantly changing and evolving. Warfare is constantly changing and evolving. And the military and the United States military, not just the Army, but the military as a whole, is remaining stagnant. We are changing much slower than the pace of the current battlefield is, the current threat. We are not matching our adversaries. But there's also budgetary constraints. I understand that. But looking at what happened, like I said, I'll go back to the classic, how long did it take us to get MRAPs? If we went to war tomorrow, if China invaded Taiwan tomorrow, how long would it take us to match the Chinese in their drone technology? How long would it take us to have a great, an effective counter drone equipment? Whether it be electronic warfare or whether it be physical constraints or additional army. I was Army, yeah. Was I an Army? No. Was I in the Army? Yes. I was in the Marine Corps as well. And I'm retired now. So, and I've had kids now in the service. My son was in the Army and he got out. And what I want to see is the military that I was in. I want to see them continue to be as lethal and effective as possible. T11 is the best example as well. I was wrong. There was nothing wrong with the T10, but we had to make it better and more complicated and more expensive. Our equipment should be durable and simple with as few moving parts as possible. That's according to Joshua. And I believe that. I believe that, Joshua. That's a very, very good point. And the military as a whole has had great success with the stuff you're talking about. I don't know exactly what T11 and T10 is, but I'll take the Humvee again, a modular weapon system that you can add or subtract to do what you need it to do, and that concept, that equipment worked for 25 years, from 1980 when the first 998 started becoming a thing all the way until 2005. It does seem like we were in that 2010 fighting mindset and we just started caring about DEI way too much. I will say they've been doing good on Sharp and EO expanding that. I think that DEI buzzword is a fucking cop-out. I think that is a fucking cop-out and it's fucking disgusting. But probably not in the way that you're saying it, James, because this is the way I look at that shit. Is if you can pick up a rifle and you can pass a PT test and you can fight and you can bleed alongside of me, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck who you sleep with. I don't give a fuck how you dress on the weekends. I don't give a fuck about what you do in your off time. If you can pick up a fucking rifle and run with me and shoot with me and fight with me and die with me, I don't give a fuck about the rest of it. I don't give a shit if you're fucking trans. I don't give a shit if you're fucking a dude or a chick or gay or straight or black or purple or white. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck if you can fight. Period. I think that's the crux of that whole fucking thing. And I think anybody who fucking starts pulling that shit, well, they're fucking do, they can't do their job because they're fucking do. No, if they can do their fucking job, they can do the fucking job. Whether they're, I have had black commanding officers and I've had white commanding officers. I've had Hispanic commanding officers. I don't give a fuck. If they can do their fucking job, I don't give a shit. Period. Full stop. Oh, we spent too much money on fucking... We spend more money on fucking Viagra than we do on fucking transgender drugs. Period. Look it up. You need a hard dick to go fight a war? I don't fucking think so. Buy your own shit. Yeah. Who cares as long as I can hump and shoot? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Don't. I don't understand this fucking infatuation with what people have in their fucking underwear. I don't fucking understand that. Fucking do your job. No one gives a shit. I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I don't know how it fucking works, but in my opinion, I like blondes. All three of my wives have been blonde. And I assume it's something similar to that. They're attracted to what they're fucking attracted to in the meantime. I don't give a fuck. Do your fucking job. Get some of a beard or tattoos that makes you an infected. Absolutely. Yep, God forbid. God for fucking bid. But in the meantime, here's the reason. Here's the reason they had to start putting that shit in. It's the same for fucking Sharp and EO. Okay? It's the same reason all those fucking programs had to exist. It's because somebody with the fucking IQ of a peanut, well, I don't need no goddamn chick in my foxhole. Shut the fuck up. Because she probably shoots better than you and she goddamn listens better than you. Period. And so, because we've got fucking Neanderthals in fucking any type of position, I don't need no goddamn queer fight for me. Yeah, you fucking shut the fuck up and work. Just shut the fuck up and do your job. Shut the fuck up, Private, and do your fucking job. That's why we had to get things like DEI and Sharp and EO. But fucking, she was asking, you're fucking stupid. I don't know how fucking people, don't fucking touch people that don't want to be fucking touched. Period. That's a fucking basic thing, right? That's a basic fucking concept. Don't fucking touch anybody who doesn't want to be fucking touched. And this is the goddamn enemy. Then fucking move forward and fucking destroy, right? If they're wearing your same fucking color and uniform, you don't fucking touch them unless they want touched. I don't give a shit. Don't fucking rape them. Don't fucking hit them. Don't fucking do some dumb shit. But that's the fucking shit. We have to fucking have these classes. We have to have an EO or a Sharp class because some fucking private can't keep his fucking dick in his pants. Guess what? Nobody wants to see your fucking dick, dude. Put it the fuck away. She doesn't want to see it. I don't want to fucking see it. None of us want to fucking see it. Put your shit away. She doesn't want to be fucking catcalled. She wants to do her fucking job like every other fucking specialist does. Leave her the fuck alone. That's why we have to have these fucking classes, because people are fucking stupid. You have to remember how stupid the average fucking person is, and then we have to train to fucking do the average and lower. So yeah, we got to take fucking time out of our training calendar because some fucking dude can't quit fucking raping chicks or sending them fucking dick pics or fucking having inappropriate fucking calendars in the workplace. Well, I need to see my titties in my locker. No, you fucking don't, dude. Put them the fuck away. That's the problem. That's where we get into these fucking issues. So yeah, we got to have a fucking class saying you can't rape women. We have to have a fucking class saying, hey, that dude wants to be called fucking Sarah. Call him fucking Sarah. The fuck's the matter to you? You know what? In my opinion, you call them fucking by their rank and their last name. That's coming from the fucking Marine Corps. My first fucking 6 years in the Marine Corps, I didn't even fucking know half my NCO's first names. They were sergeant or staff sergeant or gunnery sergeant. That's what their fucking first name was, and then their last name. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't ask who they slept with. I didn't ask who they fucking, what they did or what up. I didn't ask none of that shit. Maybe that's when we talk about lack of discipline, that's where it is. Dude, you walked in some dick pics. That's what you walked into, Keith. Sorry about it. Oh. Fuck, dude. Make it a pre-deployment regulation. Everyone has to get that peanut butter shot. Yeah. I'll fucking calm them down, won't it? Throw some fucking saltpeter in their corn and be done with it. Fuck. If you can call someone Hulk Hogan, you can call someone the name they deserve. Fuck yeah, Keith, you're right. 100%. And this is me, okay? If you come up to me, Keith, and say, you know what? Hey, my name is fucking Samantha. Tight. Nice to meet you. And you fucking go about your merry little fucking day. Hey, I'm Sarn Radar. Address me as such. Or whatever. Perfect. Don't shit in the water buffalo. Fucking right. See? That's why we gotta have these fucking classes. Don't piss in the coffee pot. Don't shit in the water buffalo. Because people are fucking stupid. God. Could you imagine? Dude, I don't even think, if that would have been when I joined the military in 1997. And I really believe if that would have been like 1997, 1998, the only way you would have known who did that is because they wouldn't have had a fucking mouthful of teeth. You'd have figured out who it was because they'd have been gumming their fucking MREs behind the motor pool. Could you imagine? Holy shit. Phil, you were around back then. Could you imagine somebody fucking getting caught shitting a fucking water buffalo back in the 90s? Dude. Ugh. See, we're not training for that. We're still training for 2010. We don't train for the new stuff. We don't train for the asymmetrical warfare where people are fucking shitting in water buffaloes. Nobody knew. That's the new asymmetrical battlefield. Yeah, Joe would have taken care of it. Fuck yeah, we would have. Somebody would have got their fucking shit pushed in. And not in a gay way. Fuck, man. Well, welcome to Sergeant Radar's rants about fucking Pride Month. Let people fucking love and do whatever the fuck they want to do. Specialist Hitler might have been too much. Maybe. But now I will say that, you know, as we have to educate to the lowest level, it does kind of fuck with people who just want to have fun. The scariest motherfuckers I was ever around. I think the scariest motherfuckers I ever served with. There's a group about 6 guys. They were attached to us in Iraq. And I think they were the scariest dudes because they had no feelings whatsoever. That's crazy. So they would just go out and they were just fucking almost robotic in their mission completion. There was no type of emotion. There was no type of, it was just go out, do your job, come home. There was no remorse. There was no excitement. There was no, because you meet those guys when you're downrange. You meet those guys who are like phony tough. I'm gonna fuck kill everybody. First time a fucking bullet flies, they're hiding behind a T-wall or some shit, right? And then you meet those guys who are excited, genuinely excited. first fucking round goes off, and that guy empties a whole fucking can of 50 cal round in the general direction of incoming fire. Not even where it's coming from, just in the fucking general direction. Right? And then you see those guys who are on like their second or third deployment who've been fucking shit on. One of those dudes spent like, he was with that, in that Korengal Valley or whatever. And those dudes got fucking fucked up, man. If you don't know about those guys, he was a 173rd guy. And he fucking, dude, that dude, man, he wasn't even like shell shocked anymore. He was just fucking numb. Just numb. And that dude would go out with a level of precision and a level of not give a fuckingness that I'd never seen before. And then he would come back like fucking nothing happened, man. That dude was crazy. No sense of self-preservation. That's right. Yeah. That's right, Holly. Just pure focus. Just pure focus. Just, I don't even know if, I don't even know if it was focus. It was just, there's no feeling there at all. You just tell, like looking at him, there was like nothing, man. It was like, there was like empty. And those were the scariest fucking dudes I was ever around. So when we get back to that, you know, the sensitivity training and all that fucking bullshit, there is something to that. I understand that a little bit. But it just makes it a whole lot fucking easier if you just fucking respond. You just do your fucking job. The military is the easiest fucking job in the world. They tell you what to wear, where to be, what to eat, when to go home, where to go, where to sleep. What are you unwilling and watching budget? That sounds shitty, dude. Sorry about that. The military is easy, man. You just fucking do exactly what you're told to do when you're told to do it. The number one killer on the battlefield is failure to follow simple instructions. Don't go there. Don't step there. Look over there. Point your weapon that way. Watch that way. Watch where you step. Get in the truck. Get out of the truck. All that shit. It's the easiest fucking job in the world. And people got to make it hard. People got to make it fucking hard. And I think that, you know, this time, the military is secular. We have times of war, we have times of peace. And it's a sharp drop off. Right? Fucking, we were in Vietnam, they weren't in Vietnam. They were in Desert Storm, they were not in Desert Storm. Right? They were in Iraq, now we're not in Iraq. Like, it's, you see what I mean? There's no, like, there's not like a fucking plateau, you know, it's here, there. It's top and bottom. Even during Iraq, dude, you were deployed and fucking getting shot at, or you were at home. You were an R&R, right? It's back and forth. Like, it's fucking crazy, right? And now we're in this downtime. And we need to be training for the next war, not training for the last war. And not playing fuck games. Not sucking up to get medals. Because the next war is coming, whether we like it or not. Right? The next combat evolution is coming. And that, if you look at combat right now, what's happening on the battlefields of Ukraine and what is happening in the technological advances of our adversaries, we are not going to be prepared when those bullets start flying. And we are going to be getting into Humvees to go down Route Iowa and find EFPs. That's what we're going to be doing. We're not going to be in MRAPs. We're going to be in Humvees. Metaphorically speaking. We're going to be defending. If you have been in any kind of combat, I implore you to watch 10 minutes of footage of those guys in trenches with the drones flying above them, dude. It sounds like a mosquito swarm now. And they're running from like dugout to dugout. Try not to get fucking grenades dropped on them or fucking RPG shot at them or fucking artillery rounds coming at them. Because even if it's a spotter drone, dude, as soon as they see somebody, they start fucking opening up with artillery, dude. And it's both sides. It's Russia and Ukraine both. And that is fucking terrifying. I could not imagine, dude. I could not imagine fucking like running for my life to take a shit. You know what I mean? Fuck that, dude. No. And you see those guys even in armored vehicles, man. As soon as fucking it's like watching piranhas on a fucking piece of meat, man. If you throw a fucking steak in a piranha tank and watch just a fucking 1,000 bites, dude. Even when they're putting like rubber mats and fucking cages and fucking everything over them, dude, and just fucking drones, bam, 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 knock a fucking track off, bam, bam, wait till someone fucking comes out of hatch and they'd fly in the fucking hatch and blow the whole thing up. It's fuck crazy, man. And it's just scary. We are not prepared for that at all. Whether it be on the EW side or whether it be on the fucking name it, dude. Like, we're not prepared for that mentally. We're not prepared for that physically. We're not prepared for that equipment wise. Yeah, that Reddit combat footage is fucking insane. Or fucking Discord's got some shit on it. Or the fuck's the other one? Dude, this shit's fucking insane, man. And that's the war. And that's what we're not equipped to fight. We are perfectly equipped to go back to Iraq and find IEDs and all that. But that's not the war we're going to fight anymore. We got to train for the next one. So, and we're going to need all the fucking help we can get. But, I don't know. On that note, I'm going to start wrapping some shit up. I'm going to start unlike my sex life, I'm going to start wrapping shit up. You have been listening and hanging out with me, Radar. Right here. I'm here most Wednesdays. Right here in the smoke pit. Tomorrow we have Sergeant's Time, Isis Spanky, talking to, probably doing more military things than I did tonight. Friday night is a Donza day of no Spanky activities. We're going to be off hanging out with our families. Saturday too. Sunday is the sports bar with King Smith and Coach. Be hanging out, doing some shooting the shit. I'm sure talking about fucking Pacers. Fucking Pacers Thunder, man. That's going to be fucking interesting because I think the Pacers are going to get their shit pushed in. That's just me, though. And we're going back to boring-ass baseball. Fucking summer until football comes back. And then Monday is the Monday edition, aptly named because the edition happens every Monday with Ice and Massey hanging out. Then Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and one of his harem, Mad Mike or who the fuck ever he has on. And then turn back around to me next Wednesday right here. Same bad time, same bad channel, Smoke Pit. Phil says one drone flew up to a guy. Guy didn't notice it. Drone hovered near him. Dude waved at it, and the drone repositioned and detonated. That's fuck crazy. At what point will drones be added to the Geneva Convention? Man, I don't know. I don't know if they will be. For several reasons. One, what is realistically, okay, what is the difference between a drone and a missile? Oh, is there FTX this week? Okay. If there is, hey, FTX is fuck. White's water broke. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. Go have a baby. Well, help your wife have a baby. Well, if there is FTX, go hang out with them, dude. They got some good shit. I know they were on last week. And last week might have been special, man. They're normally on my payday weeks, but I think it kind of fucked up with Memorial Day weekend. I'm not sure. We need to get a calendar of that. They just need to have it every fucking week. Then you quit bitching out. Just have it every week. So that way we just have it on normal. I say that as I want to go to every other week. So fuck that. Let me see. Google Drive. Ba-da-bam. All right, let's try it out. I know we're trying to get some of this stuff updated. There's gonna be some changes happening around y'all. Yeah, I don't see anything in my thing, but FTX could very well be this weekend, dude. I don't know. I'm not gonna say there is and there's not. But anyway, I will be back next Wednesday. Right here, same time, same channel. I didn't see any guests on the deal, but we're gonna start having some really cool guests coming up. I know there's been some chatter going around in the background about some really cool guests. But until I'm not going to pass out any information unless it's been confirmed. So I'm not going to speculate on things I've heard or have not heard or what I might have heard about hearing. Yeah. All right. Well, I really do appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate everything. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna say sorry if I offended anybody, but not. Everything I say is my own opinion. You don't like it? Fucking suck a dick. We're gonna leave you guys with Turnpike Troubadour, Southeastern Sun. That is a crowd favorite. It's a fun song. Look them up if you see them. The opening bands, I didn't let this out. Humbletown was the first band. That song called Anna Lee. And the next song that came out this morning was Airborne Man. And great song. So Mark Ridge is the artist who wrote that song. He's an old 173rd guy, actually. And good dude. He's been on the show a couple times. So but I'm gonna let you guys go with some Turnpike Troubadours. And I really do appreciate everyone being here, and I will see you next week. Shouts.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.